Namaskaram dear friends. So in transfer pricing so far we have discussed section 92, which is the charging section of transfer pricing provision, which primarily puts up three major conditions. The first condition is that there should be an associate enterprise. Such associate enterprise should have entered into international transaction or specified domestic transactions, and such a transaction has to happen at arm's length price. If it has not happened at arm's length price, then AO has all the rights to compute the arm's length price. Associate enterprise is written in section 92A. International transaction is written in section 92B. Specified domestic transaction is written in 92BA. And arm's length price that we have concluded now, it is written in section 92C. Most important, there are 6 methods. Yeah. Now, because computation of arm's length price depends upon lot of things. It's not only one factor or two factor that has to be checked. It involves multi-countries, foreign countries, income tax India, income tax of foreign law, DTAA agreements. So many things and so many factors are applicable while determining the arm's length price. And you must understand our Indian AO, ordinary AO who does the assessment and all, he may not have that expertise where he can easily compute the arm's length price, or he can cross check whether assessee has computed a genuine arm's length price or not. So when transfer pricing provision was introduced in India in 2001, obviously it was very difficult for Indian AOs to cope up with transfer pricing provision. So Government of India has prepared a team of assistant commissioners, deputy commissioner and joint commissioner. This team was selected officers were sent to the foreign countries like UK and USA, other countries, to get trained. And once they are trained, when they return to India, their responsibility was to train the subordinates, and these people are ordinarily known as the TPOs, transfer pricing officers. All these TPOs are actually at ACDC or JC level. So they are commissionerate. You must understand, they are not normal ITOs, income tax officers. They are either assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner or joint commissioner. And these transfer pricing officers are acting as supporting mechanism to the AO. Whenever AO feels that he needs to take help or assistance from TPO, or he needs to cross confirm the arm's length price given by assessee with whether the price is genuine price or not, he can always refer the case to TPO, and that reference happens under section 92CA. See, 92C talks about computation of arm's length price. 92CA talks about reference to TPO for computation or determination of arm's length price. So both sections are talking about same thing. Reference to TPO, ALP to be calculated by TPO in this case. So let's look at the theoretical aspect of this section. Assessing officer with a prior approval of CIT. Obviously, whenever AO is going to do something like this is actually against assessee, kind of. Little it is, because it is obviously when you are referring case to TPO, it has to be a serious matter. So we are not giving all the rights to the AO to disturb the TPO, and TPO are also busy with a lot of work. So they say, okay, before referring to TPO, you need to take the prior approval from CIT, that why exactly do you need help of TPO? Why can't you only assess the arm's length price? Then after taking the approval, he may refer the calculation of arm's length price to TPO. The jurisdiction of TPO shall extend to the determination of arm's length price. Now, once I have referred transaction 1 and transaction 2 to TPO, okay, AO has referred only transaction 1 and transaction 2 to TPO, but while doing the study of the case, AO found 3 more transactions, T3, T4 and T5. The question here arises, these 3 transactions were not referred by AO to TPO, but TPO find it out, and he felt somewhere that I need to determine arm's length price of this additional transaction as well. The question will ask you, can he do so? Can he determine the arm's length price of those transactions which were not referred by AO but identified during the proceeding by the TPO? And answer is definitely yes, because the purpose of having whole transfer pricing provision in India is to eliminate or to control base erosion and profit shifting strategies adopted by multinational corporations. And we are controlling that to the greater extent by having this kind of provisions. So look at the jurisdiction. Jurisdictions means you can talk about power. The jurisdiction of TPO shall extend to the determination of arm's length price in respect of other international transactions which are noticed by him during subsequently in the course of proceeding before him. This international transaction would be in addition to the international transaction referred to TPO by AO. Okay. TPO has a power, again we are talking about power. TPO has power to determine arm's length price of an international transaction by him in the course of proceeding before him, even if the said transaction was not referred by AO. Okay. And most importantly, such transaction was not reported by the taxpayer. Obviously, sometimes taxpayer will try to hide some of the transactions. So even if, see, one thing is that unreported transaction has to be determined. Reported transaction referred by AO will be determined. Even not referred by AO will be determined. In short, TPO is having power to determine arm's length price of reported transaction referred by AO, reported transaction not referred by AO, and even unreported transaction. So you should know this. The order of determining arm's length price by the TPO shall be made by any time before 6 days prior to the date on which period of limitation referred under section 153 and 153B expires. You know that AO has to finish the assessment within the timeline given in, within the time limits given in 153 or 153B for such cases. Usual time limit is 12 months, but whenever we refer the matters to TPO, we get additional 12 months. So total 12 month plus 12 month, that means total 24 month time we will get. Now TPO should not spend more than a required time, so that at least AO should at least be left with 60 days. Obviously, whatever order is given by the TPO, to apply that order in assessment, AO at least needs 60 days. So what they are saying, TPO must submit once the case is referred to him. There is no time limit like 1 month and 2 months and 6 months. He can take whatever time he wants to take, but at least he should try to submit the report before 60 days as compared to the due date. Due date means the last date on which the time will expire. So that minimum 60 days will be left with AO for completion of assessment. Sir, what if for any reason, due to court stay or due to any other foreign government did not submit the data on time, for any genuine reason, what if TPO is not able to give the report before 60 days? Okay, what will happen then? Then minimum 60 days time will be given to the AO. That much time we have to give to AO. So if he has given report just 5 days before the expiry of the time, that doesn't mean AO has to finish the assessment within 5 days. No. Minimum 60 days will be given to him, isn't it? TPO can rectify the mistake apparent from record, because the TPO is also a assessing officer. Please understand, he is having all the rights to rectify the order passed by him. If there is a mistake and omission in the order passed by him, if it is notified by the AO or notified by the assessee or he himself notified that, obviously because he has made a mistake, he is having a right to rectify his mistake under section 154 within a period of 4 years, that you know. Okay. The AO is bound to follow order given by TPO. AO is usually a lower rank officer. Obviously, he has to follow the order of TPO. He cannot say, the section has written may. The section has written the wordings may. AO may refer matter to the TPO. Now, please understand, based on this, I am telling you one case law. Once AO has referred the matter, whether to refer or not is the choice of AO. But once matter is referred to TPO, the report of TPO has to be followed. Then he cannot say, no, I am not agree with your orders. No, that is not a case. Once matter is referred to TPO, he is bound to follow. The AO is bound to follow the order of TPO in particular assessee's case. TPO for determining arm's length price may exercise power, obviously because TPO is doing a lot of assessment proceeding, he has to have power to get the information, to call parties for discussion. So power of summon under section 131, all the powers of 131 is there with him. Power to call for information from even unrelated parties like bank and insurance company, foreign regulatory authorities, he can call for the information. He can conduct a survey under 133A, that also can be done by him. You know that with effect from 1st November 2020, India is going for faceless provisions, and earlier this power of survey, power of calling for someone and getting the information was done face to face, and because whenever we do face to face transaction, you know that there is a possibility of corruption. So to eliminate this possibility of corruption and to make the whole system more efficient, Government of India has introduced a faceless scheme. The same faceless scheme is also applicable for information to be gathered under section 92 CA. With effect from 1st November 2020, a central government may make a scheme by way of notification for the purpose of determination of arm's length price, so as to impart greater efficiency, transparency and accountability. And how are they going to achieve this? By eliminating interface between transfer pricing officer and assessee or any other person to the extent technologically feasible, optimizing utilization of resources through economic of large scale and economic of scale and functional specialization, and introducing team-based determination of arm's length price with a dynamic jurisdiction. So obviously earlier only one TPO was responsible. Now they will have the team, a professional team, and together they will handle the matters and they will come up with a better idea, better and better and faster solutions for the given challenges that they usually face in their day-to-day operations. Thank you.